Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Reigns Her Majesty. So as you know, last time we had our queen pass away after 18 years, and we are now on Queen Emily. And we had our first run-in / vision with the All-Mother, who gave us the blank spellbook and told us to go for her crown. Now I might sound a bit differently, and I might be sniffling some because earlier I took a nap and I woke up and had a bit of a pretty decent migraine in one of my eyes. I'm out of my emergency medication for that, so it was bad enough to cause my nose to run decently. So that might also, me having some decent drainage in my throat as well. Effectively also, changing the way my voice sounds for the moment. Alright, so we're starting off with Mistress Poseidus from the Bizarre Enlightenments here affecting us. I'm making a huge book of all my prognostications and scientific wisdom. Want to hear some? Yes, no, let's see. If you say no, it'll affect the church and the military slightly and greatly affect the populace. If you say yes, it'll greatly affect the church, the people, and the bank, and slightly affect the military. I think that was for the better. Although now I need to watch the church a little bit here. Alright, so Duchess Nina's wines are of low quality. The palace should try celebrating with my family's honey ale instead. Okay, if we tell them that we'll try it, it's gonna affect the populace, slightly affect the military, and affect the bank. If we say nonsense, it'll do the same, but probably with the reverse effect. You don't want to buy my wine for your next party, but what did I do wrong? Please, Majesty, how do I regain your favor? Pay higher taxes. Sing a song. Good, that lowered the church. As I was saying, good, that lowered the church and raised the popularity a little bit, which is what I was kind of wanting. Raise popularity a little bit, even it out a bit more, and reduce the church to keep things from getting a little out of control there. In your latest portrait, you are painted clasping poppies and wearing a wreath of gold. These are evil emblems. I'll change it, or you are mentioning things. Let's say you're imagining, because that would lower the church a bit more, as well as raise the military and the populace and the popularity a little bit further. But need to watch the bank and the military just a little bit at the moment. Duchess Lena has been singing in the courtyard every day. She has an awful voice. Why in the world would you do that? My orders. You join her. Alright, that reduced popularity a little bit, but increased the military and the church. Definitely need to be watching the military there and try to drop that a little bit. A man claiming to be a great explorer is here to see you. He's so handsome. Please, let's invite him in. Right, there's the explorer. And now I got the Discovery cards. Discovery Channel. Nice one. Beautiful queen, let me honor your name with my discoveries. With your funding, I may explore new worlds. We still have to recruit the mechanical, or restore the mechanical owl and recruit the merchants. Beautiful queen, let me honor your name with my discoveries. Oh, okay, that's what we just read. And with your fundings, I may explore the world. Oh, or I mustn't. Yes. By saying yes to him, it lowered military ever so slightly and reduced our funds decently to about halfway, maybe a little less, or yeah, a little less than halfway, which is fine with me. Gonna take a little sip here. Alright. Alright, we have our huntsman here again. Let me earn your favor, sweet queen. Send me off to slay a rare beast and bring you a trophy. Alright, this one, you recall you want to do it, although that actually raises the military back up. Cardinal Rappaport says the Holy Army he builds is only for ceremony's sake, but it worries me how much can we trust the church. Oh shoot. I'm probably gonna die soon unless we can lower the military. I'm back from my hunt. I even glimpsed the rare white doe. Legend say it is the Lady of the Wood in animal form. What about my trophy? Who? Oh right, your trophy, my queen. The fey bone of a ferocious creature I slayed all alone deep in the wood. You got a chicken bone! It looks like it's the leg bone of a small chicken. It's a little crooked. Eyes acting up a little bit at the moment. And that lowered the military just enough to keep us out of danger, but I need to lower it even further. General Pollen shouldn't worry, the Holy Army is fine. In fact, I'm about to mail this letter permitting them here. You drop the letter in a fireplace when no one is looking. And that actually decreased church in population and pretty much raised the military yet again. I thought I was going to have the opposite effect on the military. I probably should have said the opposite, because I probably would have raised population in church and decreased military. A crevice opened up and swallowed a whole village. Should we move nearby families? It's dangerous. Yes. Because that would raise popularity and the church, showing our generosity and kindness with those two, as well as decrease the military, which is the three things we need to do. The king pledged to support the church's holy army, but then oddly withdrew. Tell the truth, was it your doing? Whoever did it left no evidence, he hisses, so that person is lucky. I'm glad that dropped military even further. Oh, it's our acolyte again. Please suggest that your subjects send noble daughters to our temple. New blood is needed to keep the faith of the land. Yes, no. Alright, good. That actually raised our popularity further. I've heard, my queen, that you confer with heathen cultists who wish to undermine the power. Is this true? Of course not. Actually, yes. I want to say no there to raise the church a bit further. I've heard, my queen, that you confer with heathen cultists. Funny, he says. The walls told me otherwise. Take care. Long ago we were ruled by a queen instead of a king. She had a room in this very palace dedicated to her duels. Bring back duels. That's nice. See, one of these is going to raise military and lower church. The other's going to have the opposite effect. Bring back duels. Need to raise military a bit more. Even if you had a weapon, our palace duel room was in disrepair. He apologizes profusely. We acolytes need silence to do our sacred rites. Will you build me a tower in your palace? My twin daughters are so fickle. Now they want to join some temple in the woods that worships women, or deer, or trees. Oh, Queen, if I may please consider the example you set for girls, she pleads. And that actually lowered money, popularity, and military. My people believe the time of the black sun is coming. Darkness will fall in daytime, and the people will tremble. Need to raise the church. I refuse to sit in that council with that fool Bartholomew de Coquel. Please, I beg you to take away his seat. My never powerful woman is a great little lad who acts as her adorable trophy. May I be yours? Nice. New record now for at least 20 years. I just had a nightmare that God wasn't real. I'm shaking. Should we pray? Yes. The gentry's garish dancing balls disrupt my sacred rites. Please decree a 6-day holiday of silence. Sorry, I needed to say no there to raise the church and the popularity. The church may build a monument. The church may build a monument to the new queen's virtue, if she is indeed virtuous. That is. If I say don't, that'll greatly affect the church. And okay, so obviously not building it. That's going to raise a little bit of money and reduce the church. This is going to raise the church and the population decently and reduce money a lot. So I'm going to have to go with no. And increase the money in woof. That dropped church heavily, but I don't probably have the money to waste like that. Baroness of Valmbon. If you ask me, that explorer's just here to spend the treasury, wooing your ladies behind your back. Maybe so, he'll find something. Why not tell the poor folk that the earthquakes represent the displeasure of God? It will make them more obedient. Alright, now I need to raise popularity and the military here a little bit. We must say in the lands to the north, queens carry dual pistols. Do you like weapons? Yes. Oof. These three are on like a very deadly, like teetering of the very bottom of their meters. A guard from the eastern delegation was so creepy to me just now. Please, lady, end their visit early. The city is second in range invading general. Okay, yep. Church and military dropped all the way. And Queen Emily died as the matron after 27 years in power, the new record. Now we're on to Queen Iris. We have recruit the merchant, repair, restore the mechanical owl, and upgrade your clock. Emily the matron died in her bitterness, her crown forever disputed. Queen Iris starts her reign in a time of great class tension. Her coronation is resented. How lovely. Some old royal cousin thinks he has a claim to the throne. What would it be like to be married to someone different? Let's go with that, raise everything a little bit. Finally, a pious queen, to bring honor on the land. You must be proud to be so favored by the church and blessed. Your Highness, what if your subjects could be allowed to see inside the palace if they pay? My people do not use money, so we cannot pay tax. Will you accept something else from me instead? Resident folk contribute a volume of dry herbs instead of money. Traveling merchants at the gates. Shall we welcome her in? Sure. There's the merchant accepted. Now we have no provenance cards. We're starting to get close to the 20-minute mark, but we'll keep going here for a little bit more. Do you need to raise military just a little bit more? It's not quite that low yet, though. Lady, I am Master Sylvia. Can bring you exotical, beautimous, and possibly even magical wares from all the land. Beautimous? Magical? Indeed. There will be no risks or problems with my goods. None. I'll go ahead and set up shop. Wonderful. I funded a petty lord's import business, and now he's ruined it all. That idiot, I'm off to duel him. Get him, babe. You're drunk. That, dropped everything. The king gets a minor injury, forcing you to attend him all week. I need a curfew for moral hygiene. Convince the king and there will be holy treasures for your crown. Business has been really slow. What if we gave out free wine to everyone in the market? No. The king may allow your girlish ideas, but take care not to cross the church. We have no use for a domineering woman. The stars look kindly on your communication in these times. Write to your family about the All-Mother. There's a pagan rebellion in the south. The Cardinal wants our forces to join the war. Alright, I should have said no to that. I thought saying yes to the war was going to strengthen the army there. Oof, okay, so at least we got the merchant that time around. Discover a new world has now been added to our list of objectives. Oh yeah, and we got the explorer as well as the merchant. Right, let's just go past the moment Mori. Moment Mori. Or whatever the heck it was. Since we have very little time left before we hit 20 minutes here. You look a little pale, Your Majesty. My leech treatment will rebalance your red humors. Sure. The Cardinal intercepted the letter you wrote. It was full of obscene and heathenous things. Explain yourself. It was art. Executioner? My son in the West became a smuggler, and now he's got fines to pay, my queen. Why did he not listen to me? Who knows? Was he desperate? I suppose it's a child's job to flout his mama, Master Sylvia sighs. We need to work on the church a bit. The church has a plan for this land, and the queen's support is essential. Let's have a good relationship, you and I. Alright, well that greatly dropped the bank, but it didn't drop it too heavily. So that's good. So as far as I'm concerned right now, even though that, like, dropped the population and the bank, like, decently, popularity was actually still pretty high, so that didn't bother me. And the bank was dropped heavily from the halfway point, but the military and the bank / funding there are actually still in good standing at the moment, but still possibly want to raise them just a little bit. And the church, I'm kind of fine with where it is, just kind of keep it balanced around there, maybe raise it a little higher too. But we're past the 20-minute mark at this point, so I didn't quite end off the first video at about the quality of where I'd wanted it to. Remember to subscribe, like, and leave a comment if you want below. Remember, this is going to be a blind playthrough, so each Queen's Reign is going to vary depending on the choices I make and what I think the choice is going to affect, or how I think the choice might affect the things that I want it to, because there is no clear-cut indicator as to whether it will raise or lower each of the things it says it's going to affect. And although I am watching a couple people let's play this as well, the choices they get will not necessarily show up in the same order as the way the things that they get for cards will not necessarily show up in the same order that I am getting them as well, so I will have some clue, but it'll still essentially be blind playing it myself. And I've been having a lot of fun with this one, actually, so this is going to be a side project, by the way. So when I post these, they will be every so often, which I had not said before either, but not quite that often. I still do plan to finish my playthrough of Shining Force, by the way, as well as finishing that stream and the stream of Republic Commando, so if you've been looking forward to those, don't fret. I've just been really busy and dealing with other stuff, and it is actually December right now, so it is the holidays and Christmas time. So it's been kind of hard to get around to stuff otherwise. I just remembered I had some money without having to go to the bank, so I could afford this because it is not that expensive. It is only $4. If you've been interested, it is a good deal for the entertainment value there. Very simple but fun and unique game with the concepts behind it. So with that all again, I will leave you all. Goodbye and have a good day.